Hello. Today we're going to explore the gentle art of change by looking at the hidden architecture, the invisible systems that shape our daily habits.
You know that feeling, right? Like you're constantly pushing a giant boulder uphill. You try so hard to make a change, but somehow you end up right back where you started. It can be just exhausting.
But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if the secret to lasting change isn't about more willpower or more effort? What if it's actually about gentle design, about creating thoughtful, kind systems for ourselves? Okay, let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about the power of tiny ripples. It's this idea that really small, consistent actions can create these huge waves of change over time. A lot of us think that transformation has to be this big, dramatic event. We wait for a huge burst of motivation to come along and overhaul our entire lives in one go. But real, lasting change, it almost never works that way. It's usually much quieter, much slower, built from all those little things you do day in and day out. And this right here, this shows exactly why we so often give up. See, we expect our progress to look like that straight line, always going up. But in reality, there's this initial dip, this valley of disappointment, where it feels like all our hard work isn't doing anything. But that's just an illusion. That phase is actually the most important part. It's where you're building the foundation for all the growth that's about to come. So the real key is to trust the process. The most powerful outcomes are almost always delayed. You just have to be patient. And patience doesn't mean just waiting around. It means having the courage to keep showing up, even when you can't see the results just yet. Okay, so let's move on to our next idea. Designing your daily space. This is all about becoming the architect of your choices, because believe me, your surroundings can be your best friend or your worst enemy. This is such a powerful truth. We don't actually rise to the level of our goals. We tend to fall to the level of our environment. You can have the best intentions in the world, but if your space makes the wrong choice easy and the right choice hard, you're always going to be in a struggle. Just take a second and think about your own spaces. Your desk, your kitchen, the home screen on your phone. What do they nudge you to do? Do they make it easy to grab a healthy snack or a sugary one? To focus on your work or to get distracted? The default choice is usually the one we take. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. On the left, there's a lot of friction to get to the better option. But on the right, it's effortless. It's the most obvious choice. Just by redesigning the layout, the better behavior happens naturally. No extra willpower needed. And these changes can be so simple. Putting a water bottle right on your desk, laying out your gym clothes the night before, moving healthy snacks to eye level in the fridge, even just moving your phone charger out of your bedroom. See, these aren't about discipline. They're small acts of kindness to your future self. Now for our third big idea, which is all about the beginning. That moment of actually starting a new habit is often the hardest part. So the key is to make that first step so small, it feels almost ridiculous to say no. A beautifully simple way to do this is something called the 2-minute rule. Whatever new habit you want to build, just scale it down into something you can do in under 2 minutes. The point isn't to get results in those 2 minutes. The whole point is to master the art of just showing up. For example, if you want to read more, your new habit isn't read a chapter. It's just read one page. Anyone can read one page, right? And what's amazing is you'll often find that you just keep going. But even if you don't, you still won. You showed up, you cast a vote for being a reader. And this is really the deeper goal. The goal isn't just to do one push-up. The goal is to become the kind of person who doesn't miss workouts. The action itself might be small, but the message it sends to you is huge. You're not just doing something, you're becoming someone. Okay, let's talk about our final pillar, and this one is all about emotion. For habits to really stick, it needs to feel good. Our brains are wired to repeat satisfying experiences. It's a fundamental law of behavior, really. What is immediately rewarded gets repeated. What's immediately punished gets avoided. We're driven by that immediate feedback. If an action feels good right away, we naturally want to do it again. And this comparison says it all. A goal like losing 10 pounds in 3 months, that reward is so far away. It's hard for our brains to connect our actions today with that distant prize. But that feeling of pride right after a 5-minute walk, that's immediate. That's what our brain latches onto. We have to find a way to give ourselves that win right away. And this reward doesn't have to be a big deal at all. It can be savoring a cup of tea after you meditate, or maybe you only let yourself listen to your favorite podcast while you're cleaning. It can even be as simple as mentally congratulating yourself for showing up, or the satisfaction of marking a big X on a calendar. It's all about tying the effort to an immediate positive feeling. So as we bring all these ideas together, you start to see a very different picture of what change looks like. It's not a sudden, forceful event. It's a slow, gentle, continuous process of becoming. And maybe this is the most important takeaway of all. If you've struggled with your habits, it's not a moral failing. It's not because you lack willpower. It was probably just a design problem. The solution isn't to be harder on yourself. It's to build a better system and treat yourself with more kindness. So I'll leave you with this one question to reflect on. Forgetting all the grand plans for just a moment, what is one tiny, gentle change you could design into your life right now to make tomorrow just a little bit better?